こんにちは、鏡圭です。ようこそ私の作業場へどうぞお入りください。Well, how did I come to fashion? Well, originally, I mean, when I was in Japan, I studied architecture at university. However, before I went to university, already I was into art, fashion, that kind of subculture as well. However, I was always interested in space and structure. Architecture, studying architecture was a kind of good subject. In naive way, I was interested in fashion. More like hobby probably. I wasn't so serious. I didn't think of it's going to be part of my life or part of my say job occupation. I thought to be a fashion designer. It's more like talking about dream thing. Wasn't so realistic or practical. I mean, if you live, if you know Japanese society, you understand that feeling though. To be honest, I mean, in Japan, fashion is a kind of bit of a show business as well, and not steady job, Well, some people call it a water business. It's water business means kind of prostitution business, for example, obviously most of parents, they wish son to be a doctor or lawyer, right? Then my parents wished me to be an architect rather than fashion designer. So, probably I thought, to get adjusted to Japanese society, I went for architecture really. Then I saw something realistic there. Anyway, I liked the space and structure, I could design buildings, However, kind of my passion in fashion was really, I thought, if, I could devote myself, then, I love making by myself. Which is, there was a time I had to choose architecture or fashion. Yeah, then I thought of this, if I could devote myself, which is more realistic, because I love making, Then I saw, fashion probably that's right thing, because with fashion, I can design, I can draw patterns, and then I can stitch, then eventually I can wear it, Then on each process, basically, say, there is some kind of self-expression. Then I can do everything from zero to, wearing stage, but with architecture, you have to work with 100 people. My personality-wise, I didn't think, I was confident. I don't really like people, many people, and I don't like directing things. I rather prefer just being quiet, making by myself. Then this is say this is what I want. Then I don't like saying things either. So. Yeah, I came to UK 1989. It's kind of with a determination to do fashion. So that time, that was the time. Okay, I chose fashion, rather than architecture. Then came to London to work for Galliano, John Galliano. I studied architecture in university. Then also I studied tailoring for 2 years at Bunka Fashion College. So literally, I mean, I went to schools, two colleges together for 2 years. So I was busy that time. Yeah. Then when I finished the course, both courses in the same time. Then first maybe for a while, maybe 4 months, I worked for Japanese architect called Kenzo Tange. Basically, the reason was just to make money, because I already planned to come to UK. So I need to make some money though. So worked for Kenzo Tange for months. Yeah, and then came to UK. Then I mean, I wanted to work for Galliano. That's the main reason. However, that stage, no confirmation. I could work for John. So basically, I came here. Then I just went to studio, knocking the door. Really, it's really like that. Knocked, Then I could somehow get train. Then I went to the reception. Then I couldn't speak English well that time at all. Even now I can't speak much. Then somehow I just said, I'd like to work here. I said, I remember. Quite simply, easily, I got refused. Someone said, John's secretary called Helen said, well, if you would like to work here, she said, no, come, send you a portfolio, then luckily, you could have a interview with, John. With John, so anyway, I left. What should I do? Then so I wrote a letter to John, to explain my situation. I came here from Japan. I really want to work for you. I don't need a payment. I'm happy to work for you. Any case. Then so I wrote a letter. Then a week later, I had a reply from Helen, John's secretary. Yeah. Then great. The letter said, come to next week to the studio. Yeah. And then that's things started there. Yeah. While after I came here, I got job at Galliano straight away. Then 3 seasons means literally 3 seasons means 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. Yeah. So I remember I helped 3 catwalk shows in that way. 3 seasons. Yeah. Then, however, I remember though for last season they gave me a notice to say, studio is closing. Yeah. Then, so I had to think of my future. Then, maybe 6 months later, maybe I could apply St. Martin's College. Because I still wanted to stay in UK rather than leaving for somewhere else. Yeah. At the moment, I've been busy even in this virus situation. I'm lucky enough, I've got so many things to do. Okay, the main thing is a collaboration project with Mauricio Altieri, who was a founder for Carpe Diem. We are doing a project called Una Persona, making items, jacket, trousers, hands, head, foot. These things, it's made of one-piece pattern. That's the concept. And 3 years, we've been doing this project together. Then 2 years ago, finally, we could develop to production level. So first 1 year, we are just making experimental pieces, to just developing. Now, we reach it to the level, we could produce those mainly for private clients, really, order-made stuff. Yeah. Then also, this is important. I have to mention this. I work for YKK, a giant zip company, YKK. It's a Japanese company originally. I'm an ambassador for YKK Europe, and at the moment, we are supporting graduate fashion week. It's a kind of student student degree show thing, in all over the UK. Then YKK is a sponsor for the event. Then how we do YKK award. I'm a judge for that, and also I just selected, shortlisted 10 so-called 10 best, designers for this award. Yeah, so I'm quite busy to keep in touch with YKK and also Graduate Fashion Week. Well, it's in a long time. It's in 1998. Basically, I had an idea, to make, to make a jacket or skirts, made of just zips. So I spoke to them, if they could sponsor me. Yeah. Then there is a piece, made of zips there. YKK basically really appreciated what I did, and that's how I got sponsorship from them. Then eventually ended up, ambassador, believe or not. This project, Una Persona project. Okay, here there is a hand, foot, head. We call it head, foot, hand. Then it's made of one piece pattern. Okay, this is a pattern here. Foot is the pattern here. Then hat. This is a pattern for hat. Sorry, it's head. No, pattern for head. All these items are made of one piece pattern. So rather than designing, it's the work itself is more like a engineering work. However, I can see some kind of artistic element on it, really. I mean, lot of people might make fun of engineering, might say it's not creative. However, it's a very, very creative job, I believe, and really squeezing my brain. It's a big challenge as well, and not easy thing. And what I liked is kind of development, till we could get this stage. I mean, so many experimental pieces. Yeah, then the archive, could be a great, say, installation work. For example, you can see the kind of foot piece above the camera, actually. Yeah, and those experimental pieces, So finally, we could get to this stage. Then works as product as well. Okay, one piece idea. It's kind of many designers actually tried, and it's kind of dream, for us. Yeah. However, we couldn't really find someone who did a truly, something made of one piece. Okay, there's one designer who did a one piece thing, but lining there, facing wasn't, part of it. Its facing was attached. But the work, this work, Una Persona project, it's a truly one piece pattern. Yeah. My collaborator Mauricio basically spoke to me with this idea. Then I was fascinated, to go for it. It's a very challenging thing. Well, it's we are really fussy with the quality. Quality is in making, quality in material as well. These are all from Japan. Basically denims, made in Japan, and there was also all the trimmings, used here, kind of tape, to stop stretching. Also they are from Japan, and we make how could I say? You can see lined here. These are done by chalk paper. Even the chalk paper is from Japan. Yeah. That's right. They're also, speaking of denim, in Japan, it's Okayama is really famous. After the war, Second World War, Japan was really Americanized. So jeans, so-called denim products, also developed in Japan a lot, but mainly in Okayama. Yeah, and it's basically, say, made with Japanese mentality. So quality is great. I'm so sorry. Please don't think I'm arrogant. But it's really so-called the Japanese quality, which means, as you know, kind of comes with high perfection. Yeah. Then Also, these are actually dyed into black. Okay, we bought fabric, from Okayama. Then the fabric was sent. Some fabric sent to Kyoto. It's in Kyoto. There is a dyer. Basically, they are originally specialized for say dyeing kimono. So this is a kimono black. Yeah, so it's really deep black. You don't get this kind of dye, in Europe. To be honest, only some specialists in Japan can do this kind of deep black. Yeah. It's a good question, but I don't have a dream. Sorry. Actually, for something to do with fashion, yeah, actually, I've got one dream collection. I've never really said this. I mean, maybe I told a few friends. I don't know if it's possible to do or not. I wanna do a collection. Okay, some outfits there. Then it basically works as instruments. Okay, someone. Okay, say 10 models. They wear each outfit and then they walk together. Then 10 sounds. 10 different sounds from 10 instruments. Then it becomes, when they work together, becomes some kind of orchestra. Yeah, that's my dream collection. Once I thought, I don't know, I can do it. The idea behind it was also I'm a big fan for music. I like rock stuff. On the other hand, I like classical music as well. Yeah, as much as I wanted to be a musician when I was kids. Actually, that was my dream originally, rather than fashion designer. However, when I was 17, I met one guy in my high school. I really wanted to be I used to play guitar, in punk bands. Wanted to be a musician, but when I was 17, I met someone who is really talented in music. When I saw him, I thought maybe I'm not talented enough or I'm not good. So I gave up actually straight away when I saw him. Then that was when I was 17, right? Then about 10 years later, he became the most famous musician in my generation. Yeah, very, very famous. Yeah, when I found it, I thought, I should have carried on music. I didn't have to be a number one, even second, third, fourth place. So anyway, I like music very much. Then shoe design. Well, shoe design also. About shoe design, I also had a passion for it a lot. Since I was probably 17. Because since even younger, I was always interested in space and structure. And then I liked looking at buildings as well, and then feeling the space. Then, however, when I saw women's shoes, I could see some kind of space and structure there. And then even shoes itself, it's, how could I say it? I mean, shoes. yes, some kind of space and structure. Yeah, I could feel, or I could see some kind of universe in small scale. You know, kind of complete space. Yeah, that's okay. When I was 17, I could see it. You know, then I got really interested in shoe design. Then since then, I always wanted to design shoes. My hobbies, yes, there are maybe two. You know, since I was kid, you know, a small boy, really. One is just skiing. My both parents could ski, so when I was 5, you know, I started doing it, and quite seriously, you know, I used to do, say, competition ski, such as slalom, giant slalom, even downhill. You know. Yeah, then I was actually quite good. Yeah, my other hobby is say motorbike, vintage motorbike, you know, BMW vintage motorbike. Rather than riding, you know, probably I prefer working on the bikes. Basically, I love restoring. I mean, splitting the engine, you know, changing the piston rings, you know, gaskets and valves, you know. And then at the moment, you know, one of the engines, you know, I'm taking out the crankshafts, and because it needs some kind of overhaul, so you know, sending to Germany for the maintenance. No, yeah, it's how could I say? I reckon I'm quite good mechanic or engineer for BMW bikes, and then since I was 8, you know, I was, you know, riding motorbike. Another passion I've got there as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Japan Festival, you know, at Coronet Theatre. About my exhibition, say, called the Engineering Tour at Coronet Theatre. Yeah, sometime soon. Well, I'm very, very excited though, because I've never really did my exhibitions here in UK. You know, it's a bit funny. I mean, I've been based in London for a long time, you know, since I moved here. However, so far I always presented in Paris. You know, presented my collection, you know, in Paris, Milano. Then opportunities for exhibitions are always in abroad. So there are many people who doesn't know my work here in UK. So it's a great opportunity, and you know, having lived here for a long time, it's finally, you know, I could do my, you know, I could introduce my major work really, such as, you know, more like an installation stuff though. Then some couture outfits and shoes. So it's really Kei Kagami archive. I really appreciate Coronet Theatre gave me this opportunity.